Any questions? Yes.
You were discussing the data stream for a generic scan tool mentioning fuel pressure sensors. So a modern car with direct injection, gasoline injection, for instance, and just raw with pressure sensors, that should all be in the generic scan tool data stream?
I think so. Yeah, because that's a fuel rail pressure, so that requires PID for J1979. But I haven't looked at a GDI yet, so I don't know that that's in there, but I would think it would be.
I haven't looked either.
Yeah, I haven't looked on a GDI, so I don't know.
And one more question. It's not really so theoretical. Let's say you've got a 1988 Volkswagen Ranagan with a 2003 Subaru engine in it.
Hypothetically speaking?
Yeah, it's not hypothetical. Which emission standard should it do?
So ask that again, what year is it? What year is it?
Let's say an 88 Vanagon.
It generally goes, okay, it goes with the newest, whatever the newest, so if you put an 03 engine in, then do an 08, or I'm sorry, to 98, let's say, then it'll use the 03. That's the general statement. Now, to find out for sure, bring it into the tech center. They'll fill out what's called a CR 2365. They'll make a determination what the standards will be, what has to be on there, what's not going to have cameras or not, those kinds of things. And then EnviroTest will test it irrespective of what the title says. It'll be whatever's on that 2365.
So technically, we should be going to the technical center when we swap an engine and getting it recertified as an 03 as opposed to 98 emissions.
Yeah.
But based on what you said earlier, 96 and newer, they're not going to do visual anymore. So
Not gonna do visual,
technically,
right.
if you take a 96 car that has a different engine in it and you go get it tested, then they're not going to know that they're not going to fail it for that anyway. So we're tested on the new
Correct, it
standard.
won't fail it, but the rub becomes if that gets an OBD, depends on the year, but if it gets an OBD test and it doesn't have a fully functional OBD system, then we're expecting some of that to happen. Somebody's done an engine swap in let's say a 2000 model year vehicle, and it gets an OBD test for some reason. Let's say it's too long to fit on the dyno,
Right.
who knows why. And the engine swap they put in there doesn't have any OBD on it at all. Now we got a problem because they're going to hook onto it and it's not going to report right. So it's going to have to go out and get fixed. So we're anticipating some of that.
What about for faults like that can never be resolved, like not talking to the airbag system and not talking to the inlet brake system?
Airbag system probably is not going to report through the mill. Probably not going to report because mode 3 is only emissions related stuff. So it shouldn't report at all through the mill. And I don't know of any manufacturer that would turn on the emissions for an airbag. I don't think there are any. But so it should. Yeah, it should. Well, the fault codes aren't going to come over in mode 3. Those fault codes are going to be over on the enhanced side.
What do you predict the failure rates to be of the 05 to 08s?
We got a pretty good handle on that. Hold on. I think I anticipated that question, and then I never got it. Right there. There it is.
Hit Shift F5
For unhide.
to play it on that. Shift F5.
What's that do?
There you go.
Oh, okay, thanks. So there's the model years along the bottom. There's a lot of stuff up there. So the blue band is the not ready rate. That's in our data today. And the red is the failure rate for the model year.
And those are people clearing codes.
Now, I caution you about this, but remember this is today. By the time this program is in place for 6 to 12 months, we're going to start training people. And this is going to start changing pretty quick. But that's what we anticipate the failure rate to be by the model year. So it's much higher than the IM240.
As the years go by, will you expand the OBD to?
No.
Or
Well,
you chunk
I don't
it
know
in
if
4 years?
No, of course, we don't, I mean, there may be a change at some point, that change the regulations. So this whole thing moves forward. So in 2016, now it's the 05 and older to get the IM240. So that whole window just slides
So
forward.
they just slide on?
Will we change it? possible, but we have no plans to do that at this point. Anything else? Thanks a lot for coming down, guys. I'll be around here if you've got some questions. Other than that, the rest of you take off and grab a sandwich on the way out.
That way you don't have to call them out, right?
That's right.
Thank you, sir.